So my people, what we are hearing now from Sokoto State is shaking a lot of people because the story is going around that bandits have struck again. And this time, the talk is that they moved against very important traditional and Islamic leaders. Some channels are already carrying the headline that many emirs and Islamic leaders have been kidnapped and that even the Sultan of Sokoto himself is in shock after hearing the news. This type of gist is not something small because you and I know the Sultan is one of the most respected figures in Nigeria and in the whole of West Africa. Now, imagine hearing that people who are close to his palace, emirs, Islamic clerics, respected elders have been taken by bandits. It's a story that shakes the entire north, and in fact, it shakes the whole country. Please, before I go deep into this gist, let me remind you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell because more updates are coming and you don't want to miss them. Now let us talk about why this headline is sounding so strong. If you have been following events in Sokoto and the Northwest generally, you already know that bandits have been disturbing communities for years now. They attack villages, they kidnap for ransom, they burn farms, and they make life very hard for ordinary people. Sometimes it is school children they carry. Sometimes it is travelers on the highway. Sometimes they even go for traditional rulers because they know those ones are very important in the society. So when you hear now that many emirs and Islamic leaders were targeted, it is not something new in terms of bandits going after high-profile people, but the scale of this one makes it sound very alarming. And that is why people are asking questions. Is it true? How many people? And what has government said? Please, my brothers and sisters, as we continue, don't forget to click like and subscribe right now because this gist is not ending soon and you will enjoy every part of it. The way the gist is going online, you will see plenty of videos and posts all shouting the same thing, that the Sultan himself was almost touched but escaped, and now he is in shock. Those who are close to him are being carried away by the bandits. When a gist like this comes out, you already know social media will carry it like wildfire. Everybody will post, everybody will share, because the Sultan is a very symbolic figure. But what makes this matter serious is that even before now, there have been real cases of emirs being kidnapped and even killed in captivity. Not too long ago, we saw an emir from another area who was taken away, and unfortunately, he lost his life while in the hands of bandits. There was also a time when the son of an emir was kidnapped and only released after ransom was reportedly paid. So when people hear this kind of headline now, they don't brush it aside. They believe it is possible because the record is there already. Let us ask ourselves, why is Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, and many parts of the Northwest always facing this kind of attack? The truth is that banditry has grown like a cancer. Communities are vulnerable, the forests are big, and security agencies are stretched thin. Bandits know that if they target respected leaders, it brings them attention and sometimes more leverage to demand ransom. This is part of why they go after emirs and clerics. And another thing is that kidnapping for ransom has become almost like a business. Bandits know that if they take a big figure, the community or government or family will be forced to negotiate. So even though we are waiting for clear confirmation on today's story, the fear is real because history has shown us that these things happen. And let me remind you again, don't just watch and go. Support these channels by clicking like right now and subscribe so you can join the family. We keep you updated always. Now imagine the Sultan himself hearing such news that his close allies or fellow Islamic leaders are taken. You can picture the shock. The Sultan of Sokoto is not just a traditional ruler, he is also the spiritual head of millions of Muslims in Nigeria. His position is so high that when something touches his circle, it feels like it touches the whole region. People respect him. They listen to him. So if those close to him are attacked, it is not only about individuals. It is about shaking the confidence of the people in their institutions. Think about it. If bandits can reach emirs and clerics, then ordinary villagers will feel even more unsafe. It makes people wonder, who is truly protected? Who is safe in this kind of environment? And this is why I always say, security in Nigeria is not only about deploying soldiers and police, it is about winning back the confidence of the people. Because when people lose confidence, they start to move out of their communities, they stop farming, they stop going to markets, and the economy of the area collapses. That is why when you see headlines like this, even if they are not yet confirmed fully, they still shake people emotionally. And the fact that people are reacting strongly shows how deep the problem has become. Please, my people, as I am giving you this gist, don't forget again to like this video and subscribe. If you're enjoying the way I'm breaking it down for you, support us with that one click. Now let's also talk about the human side of this gist. Anytime bandits strike, it is not just about the big names, it is about the families, the wives, the children, the ordinary villagers who are displaced. For every emir or leader that is targeted, there are many more villagers who lose their homes, who sleep in fear, who sometimes run into neighboring communities. You might not see their names in the headlines, but they are the ones who suffer the most. If you remember the mass abductions that happened in Sokoto before, some families are still grieving, some are still waiting for loved ones to return. That is the sad reality behind these headlines. And I always say, when you share or watch these viral videos, remember there are real human beings behind the story. Another point to add here is how these headlines spread so fast. Social media is powerful. Some people put out the news without waiting for full confirmation because they want to be first to post. They want to get the views and the clicks. Sometimes they exaggerate the numbers or add words like shocking and breaking just to get attention. And you and I know, once people see Sultan of Sokoto and Emirs kidnapped in one headline, they will rush to click and share. That is why we must be careful. Because yes, it may be true that an attack happened, but the details can be twisted. So as you are watching this gist now, remember to always double check before you pass it on. And once again, if you appreciate how I am taking my time to explain this to you in clear and simple English, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps us to keep going. My people, let me also remind you of how government usually reacts in these kinds of cases. Sometimes the army is sent into the forests to hunt down the bandits. Sometimes the police mount checkpoints and increase patrols. Other times, communities themselves form vigilante groups to defend the land. But even with all these efforts, the bandits still find ways to attack again. Why? Because the forests are wide, the weapons they carry are strong, and the network of bandits is very large. It is like fighting smoke with bare hands. Once you push them out in one area, they move to another area. This is why the problem has lasted so long. And I want to ask you, what do you think is the best solution to this banditry problem? Do you think more military action is enough? Or do you think government should invest more in technology, in drones, in intelligence? Or maybe you think communities themselves should be empowered to protect their land better? Drop your answers in the comment section because your voice matters. I read your comments and I also reply. So please share your opinion. And as you are commenting, don't forget again, like this video and subscribe. Now, one thing we must think about is the position of the Sultan himself. The Sultan of Sokoto is not just a cultural ruler. He is also the voice of authority for millions of Muslims across Nigeria. He speaks not only about religion, but also about national issues. When there is insecurity, he calls government to act. When there is hunger, he raises alarm. So imagine the kind of message it sends when people close to him or respected emirs under his watch are kidnapped. It sends a signal that even those who speak up for peace and unity are not safe. It also weakens morale, because if the Sultan is shocked and worried, what about the ordinary people in Sokoto villages who already live with fear every single day? Please like this video now and subscribe so you can follow this matter as it unfolds. Now let's think of the wider impact. Every time bandits attack and carry people away, they are not just taking human beings, they are also taking away trust in the system. Imagine farmers who can no longer go to their farms because they are afraid. Imagine children who can't go to school because they fear being kidnapped like we have seen before. Imagine markets where people no longer gather because they fear bandits might invade. All of this reduces the local economy, it makes people poorer, and it makes the whole state weaker. So when people hear a headline like this, that emirs and leaders are kidnapped, they know it is more than just about titles. It is about the health of the entire community. My brothers and sisters, don't just listen. Please show love by liking this video and subscribing, because that one click helps us grow. Now, another angle we must talk about is the way social media shapes the story.